right. Well, this shirt didn't actually. It didn't come from the Chinese child labor factory like this. That's not even really something. It's funny that some of these people from these third world countries where you're like working full time when you're 8, maybe before then, and you're doing like 12-hour days. I don't know exactly what it is, but you're doing like 12-hour days. That's fucking terrible. How much do you get paid? Probably. Well, apparently in China, there's there's no middle class, and I don't think that in the Western countries the middle class is basically just shrinking because of tax, not corporate greed. Not corporate greed. It's like, oh man, the reason why groceries are so expensive is because of grocery stores, Sobeys, and Loblaws and whatever, and they're just being greedy. All right, you probably have met people like this. The economic illiteracy is a worldwide issue, especially among leftists. Don't know anything about economics. It's just they printed so much. Like, they don't understand that like inflation and whatever. And now people just figured, once people didn't really know what inflation was until like the price of everything went up by, I don't know, in the last 4 years, let's say 10-15%, something like that. I used to get balls of Fairlife for $5 in 2020, and now they're over $6. It's like $6.30. Sometimes I could get a bottle of Fairlife for $4 when it was on sale, or $4.49. And yeah, it's because no, it's actually just because Sobeys is being greedy. Right, right. Yeah, all of their costs to operate their business, uh, and then they increase the minimum wage. The minimum wage in like there's, what the hell is that called? Like a frontline worker. Anyways, it went from like $14 to something like $15 or $16 an hour, and so you got these extra payroll costs. I mean, fuel in 2020 wasn't too expensive. In 2020, it went up a lot in 2022. So come on, they got to move this fucking food somehow. Okay, it does. They don't teleport. They don't have. They don't have teleporters, or what do they call that in transporters? They don't have transporters. This isn't Star Trek. I don't know. It's really basic shit, and people don't get it. It's like not knowing where gold comes from, or how or it's like how like the gold supply. It's like, come on. And people talk about like what the ignorance among the general population is so ignorant that it's like why democracy is a joke. You just tell them one thing, and then they'll get all fucking bent out of shape, and they don't even understand why it's like that, why the world's like that. And so, anyways, my last video I was so fucking pissed off. Well, no, I kind of worked myself up into a frenzy, and that's a state that I get in, and it's kind of like I don't know. I go into those phases once in a while. I remember for my like Winter Wombo series, that was like a month and a half. I don't know. I was just like the whole thing's just me ranting, and I don't know if people watch the video. Anyways, I was like basically like gaining and losing the same amount of subs, and from that whole like series, and so that's why the progression really slowed down. And because you start talking about you get more serious into your views, and I haven't even gone all the way into that yet. And I don't even know if you can't really get too spicy on YouTube. And another thing is if you use like honest language, like if you say die or death or something like that, even like if you just say like basic shit like that, it's like, oh, your shit's hitting. So you gotta like cuck yourself, but then it's like so come ex- and apparently on Rumble it's the same fucking thing. They'll like block some videos. I remember I was watching this one guy's video and he was talking about Chief Red Cloud, who's an American Indian, and he was showing support for the Third Reich. And it's really funny how I remember apparently Hitler or Himmler, somebody, he said that they viewed the American Indian on as being of equal status to the Aryan race, and um, and the Japanese, because it's like it's basically like whoever's on our team is the shit, and I'd kind of believe that too. I kind of think that way too. Like if you didn't take the jab, then we're probably well, assuming you're not one of the people in the know, but like, assuming you're not one of the people who's telling other people to get the jab, but then not getting it yourself because you're on the up and up, like Albert Borla, or some of these people who work for they the people in the know, the people with the occult wisdom, because occult means hidden knowledge. It's not necessarily summoning demons or hidden knowledge. And so, anyways, yeah. But if you didn't take that, then we're probably automatically buds. And anyways, what the hell was I thinking? Oh yeah, so and I remember something like I don't know, Mussolini hired some guy because there was some sort of like race envy between I don't know, the Italians and like the Northern Europeans. At least they have like an apparently I was reading this on Wikipedia how they felt like there was an inferiority complex, and so the guy Mussolini basically hired a guy to somehow come up with a way of making it seem like the Italians are actually part of the Aryan race, and it's this whole like you're special by blood thing is a like I don't know. People say it's problematic. People don't say that. You know, my tooth actually isn't black, but it's just my lip casts a shadow over my tooth. It makes me look like I'm missing. I've got a black piano key in there. That's when that's F sharp. So F sharp. There we go. That was no pun intended. But anyways, although that uh, it's like I don't think anybody's born special. Some people are born with massive advantages in IQ or physical ability. Like, if you're like Michael Jordan or whatever, and you can freaking jump if you can jump like a freaking mountain lion, then that's pretty good. For if you're going to play sports, but apparently Michael Jordan has made over like $3 billion. That's what he's been paid out throughout his career, which is just crazy. And you have super intellects, and high. Despite what people say, some people think that if you just read enough books, then I do think that you can increase your IQ a bit, but you're not going to go up a standard deviation, which is 15 IQ. So if you're 100 IQ, you I don't think you can have. I don't know how many points you can go up, but it's not you can't just read a bunch of books and gain a bunch of wisdom or gain a bunch of knowledge, because another thing is that lower IQ people have a lower hard drive capacity, and 100 IQ isn't high. High IQ is like 130 IQ, and mid what they call the midwit, that's like 115 to 120. Those are the Reddit people, and you know I remember when I was younger, my sister, my brother, and I we took IQ tests, and I remember my sister helped me with one of the questions. It was an anagram, or you have to unscramble this thing and like write a word. And I just saw it, and I was good at like everything else, but it's like a total blank. And so that bumped my IQ up a little bit. That was just one question though, because there's like these 20 question IQ things, and then I did another one on I think it's called Queendom. A weird way. I don't know why it's called. Is it really called that? It was like 80 questions. Queendom.com. Yeah. There's like something called like cultural. What the hell is it? It's like non-cultural, non-biased IQ test. I don't think, what are they trying to bring, like affirmative action into IQ testing? Wouldn't surprise me. Uh, you, it's fun. Apparently, they won't. I don't know if it's still true, but they wouldn't let anyone into the army that has an IQ of 83 or lower because they are of no positive. There's no benefit. They can't be yeah, of any like net benefit to the army. And but you can't. Apparently, it's illegal to make people take an IQ test when you're hiring. Okay, but the army can do it. Oh, I don't blame them. They're dealing with fucking guns and tanks and planes and stuff, fighter jets and destroyers and whatever. So there's a lot more. There's a little bit more at stake. You don't want a guy putting in a. Imagine he like loads like a fucking round in, like a mortar shell in backward. I don't know if you can do that, but tries putting his bullets in. I assume an 83 IQ person could probably figure that one out, but you never freaking know. You never know. Uh, like, oh, it's like Forrest Gump. I don't know what Forrest Gump's IQ was. It was pretty low. Apparently, the average criminal's IQ and like the average criminal's IQ in the U.S. is like 87. And so when you watch these like detective shows or these like I don't know, these CSI sort of shows, the real ones, they're always like going after like the lowest hanging fruit because and then people watch these things and it's like they'll always get you. They'll always get you because of DNA and stuff. Yeah, but the people they're catching aren't. The most of the people they're going up against aren't that smart. Apparently, in LA, the 90% of murders go unsolved. I mean, there's so many fucking murders. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna freaking do? And in some of these neighborhoods, like Compton or something like that, or in Chicago, some of these neighborhoods, I wouldn't want to. If I was a cop, I wouldn't want to go there. It's like you're you're gonna risk your life for that. Well, I mean, for any amount of money, it's like what's your life worth? I don't know what cops get paid in the U.S. In Canada, they get paid pretty decent, but still, that's not enough to be risking your life once a week, once every day, whatever. I would no. So the and anyways, what I want to talk about is what happened to my shirt, and basically, I got rich piana syndrome. No, I don't. I don't have silicone in my muscles. It's funny how people idolize like a vacuous douchebag. I guess people could say that about me. I don't really think I'm vacuous, but that's his whole thing. Is like he's got his like wigger. He's wigger rich. You can't say the real word. He's wigger rich, and well, he had a lot of money because he made a lot of money during like the '90s software stock boom, that sort of thing. So he made a lot of money, and but I don't think he ever talked about anything that was of any depth, and everyone idolizes him. He's, yeah. So, anyways, I got my coffee. I've just been having one coffee a day because I don't really have time to make a second, and I don't want to stop and get a coffee just because I've been too busy. And I need to get my fucking work done before it gets dark. But today it's like everything's totally soaked. I'll go out this afternoon, and because it's supposed to clear up, because it rained like hell last night, and then it's gonna rain all morning supposedly. But I need to dry up a little bit because I gotta start mowing. Well, I've already started mowing, but I gotta mow and then fit my other jobs in between them. And oh, I want to show you my thing here. What the hell? It's like this ambience back here, Netherstorm. You know, I don't. The only reason why I kind of wanted, I got rid of some of those videos is because I didn't like those World of Warcraft comment. Like I was doing a commentary over that. It's because I didn't. It would have been. I didn't. I got kind of sick of doing this sort of format, and I also didn't like having to talk when I was eating because especially when I was doing my bulk, it was really hard to even. You get brain fog constantly, and so that's another thing is you can't talk worth a shit. Uh, I didn't want to really be associated with World of Warcraft because I think World of Warcraft's an okay game. The players are the worst. Because gamers, they're like the worst people. Well, they're not like morally the worst, but they're people that you don't really want to be around because they're all snowflakes. They're all snowflakes, and it's funny how metal's full of snowflakes. Yeah, holy cow. Metal's full of like leftists and whatever. It's like, oh man, you didn't, you're not being, they're not being accepting of this group or this or that group. I mean, metal's supposed to be um, like rebellious, okay? And I think most metal isn't rebellious. I was thinking there's this video or this song. It's called "Rapping for Jesus." Okay, and if you actually think about the character of Jesus, some people say some people say it's real. Some people say Christ it's an allegory. And I was I got a little segue. That I was at a gospel meeting, and this guy said that anger was a sin, and then people say that Christ had no sin. But doesn't he remember when he goes into the temple and he's flipping the money changers' tables and he's chasing people out with a whip? It doesn't. What is he not angry when he's doing that? What are you supposed to be like Buddhist or well, not a Buddhist, but just like you're not going to get angry and just accept anything? That's kind of silly. And people say like obey your there's another thing. It's like obey your parents. Okay, but what if your parents are fucking fools? What if your parents are evil? There's a lot of things there's a lot of blanks that need to get filled in. I assume some like theologians or some saints kind of clarify these things, but the some people don't really take any some Christians don't really look into extra biblical teachings, which I don't think is right because some of the things are really vague. Like people say that it's a there's this one thing, it's like all things are I don't even know. Let's see. Globe, Earth, biblical proof. Uh, okay, the Bible, science both describe a spherical Earth. Okay, but it's really vague. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see. The circle of the Earth. Okay, just in case you don't know this, but a circle is two-dimensional. Okay, match a ball. No, not a ball shape. It's not a ball. It's two-dimensional. Okay, that's really basic shit though. Okay, it's Psalm 104, verse 5. Earth's foundation should not be moved. It means that Earth cannot spin like a classroom globe because spinning is a type of movement. Okay, Hebrew verb for moved is mot, meaning to be shaken, moved. Like Job, NASA. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, I bought DHEA and pregnenolone, or I mean, I might have acquired that recently. Uh, but I can't take the DHEA is 100 milligrams and the pregnenolone is 50 milligrams, which is too high of a dosage. And if you take pregnenolone, I'm pretty sure it converts into DHEA. And so when I took both of them together, because you want like a 2-to-1 ratio, at least that's what Vigorous Steve would suggest. So you take, I was taking 100. I was taking 100 milligrams of DHA and 50 milligrams of pregnenolone, but since pregnenolone converts into DHA already, I just take the 50 milligrams of pregnenolone. I've been doing that for 2 days. I also tried ginkgo biloba. I tried the lowest dose I could take. I think it was 120 micrograms. Still too much. It fucks with my sleep, and so I can't take ginkgo biloba. I might try huperzine A, but if it's the same level of like it's too excitatory. Even if I take it in the morning, it's too much. I don't think the Donepezil ever did that to me. Huperzine A is more expensive though, and then there's also I think Bacopa monnieri. I think that's also acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. So I'm gonna try that one. And if you combine all these things that like improve the cholinergic system, then you also take nicotine, your brain's gonna be working pretty good. I mean, Leon Longevity has a good stack for that sort of thing, but I don't necessarily need that. I just want to have my brain functioning at a higher level, um, like a higher baseline than normal. So, anyways, 50 milligrams of pregnenolone every day, and you just take that on an empty stomach in the morning. And what the hell else did I take? I got my salt, 10 milligrams of Anavar. I got some better quality Anavar, and yeah, one of my goals. I'm not doing a cycle, although I'm taking 10 milligrams of Anavar every day. I take 250 milligrams of testosterone per week. One of my goals is to do 405 for a set of 5 at like this lower body weight with my closer grip, but it'll take probably the whole year to build up to that because I did 369 for 3 sets of 6 because I'm just going to do sets of 6 until until I can't do that, and then I'll do sets of 5, and then I'll just keep on upping the weight. I do 1 pound per workout, 1 pound increase per workout, 3 days a week. I'm not doing an overhead press. I might after I do hit this goal, which I think I can do. I'll just toward the end of it, I'll have to just which will be the end of the season, which is when I want to do 495 for 20 reps squats without knee sleeves, which is possible, which is doable. I just got to. So at the end of the season, although I said my goal was to do this at a lighter body weight. But the main thing is the closer grip. I like the closer grip bench is more. It's more aesthetically pleasing, even if it's a touch and go, which is what I do. I don't those really wide grip things like when people have the angle of their arm is like this, and the real reason why I do this is to show off my super gains. But the angle of their arm is like this in their bench. They're basically going as wide as possible. It's like the ugliest thing ever. And I don't know about you, but that like makes my shoulders hurt. And like literally, I'm not giving most people that makes my shoulders hurt just looking at it. No, that doing a wider grip, it just makes my shoulders fucking hurt. It's no good. If you had to sacrifice a little bit of weight for healthier joints, then I think it's worth it. And 23 minutes? Okay. What else can I talk about? You know, I'm big. I don't want to really say fan, but I listen to Stefan Molyneux every day because I don't really have too much time, and so during the when I'm cooking my breakfast, my man cake, and then also when I'm eating my supper, I'm watching his live streams that have been recorded already because he does 3 of those a week, sometimes 4 if there's one extra one for donors. There's like a Bitcoin update one. Although Bitcoin, that's generally when there's when Bitcoin's going up. Bitcoin's gone down, like $83,596.88 Canadian as of 12/24 UTC, April 30th. And so this is when the people would be like, Bitcoin's going to zero. No, no. And yeah, this is one thing that I mean, I didn't want to talk about Bitcoin until I had made some money on it. But this is one thing that I don't know. I really, another reason why I wanted to win is because it just, I want the boomers, all the people with the boomer brains. I want them to realize that they were wrong. Though they'll never admit it. They'll be like, well, or they'll be like, oh man, I should have bought 5 years. What's the point of these things? These things, oh, I wish I bought 6 years ago. Okay, buddy, then just do some Back to the Future shit and get I don't know, a cryptocurrency almanac from today, or from maybe you can go into the future. You can go 20 years in the future, get a cryptocurrency almanac, and then send it back to your butthead self uh, 10 years ago. Okay. Or you can just make like a tree and get out of here. So, anyways, I'm not really too worried about that. And although the capital gains tax is kind of annoying, that just went up. I think it just went up in Canada 66%. So 60% of your capital gain that you made is added to your income, and so you're going to go up a tax bracket, depending on, or maybe a couple brackets, depending on how much of a gain you made. I thought it was you just lost 66% of your capital gain, but it's not like that, because that would just be like, okay, I gotta I gotta change countries. Yeah. But I'm not selling. Okay. What else? What can we pad the runtime with? I haven't really seen anything else. I was thinking, I was watching a video today, and his, another Stefan Molyneux thing, and some people really, because his mother, he doesn't talk about it anymore, but in the past, he's talked about how his mother is Jewish, and in the Jewish sort of race slash religion, because it's a race thing and it's a religious thing. Um, the Jewiness is passed from the mother. Okay, I think it's because they had lots of bastard children from fathers. Like people won't say that Hitler, his father is Jewish, but then he's apparently his mother was taking child support from a Jewish woman, or she's getting paid by a Jewish woman, so that people assume that's child support. Who knows these things? It's then the skinheads come after you. The skinheads. I don't. Are people still skinheads? I don't know. But frankly, I don't have any Jewish blood. Otherwise, I'd be smarter. So I told people, it's like, yeah, I've got a big nose, but yeah, I'm too dumb. I have to toil. I saw a guy yesterday driving through, or not driving through. I saw his car parked. He had like this, I don't know, 5 foot by 10 foot Israel flag. He had it on a pole that was like, it was attached to like this some sort of bracket on the back of his car. You don't really see that too often. Not in a little town. So, anyways, yeah, people don't really they don't really like that. But I was just listening to his autobiography, and he's uncircumcised. That's like the least Jewish thing you can do, or you can be. And so, yeah, that's always kind of a good thing to hear, that that another person didn't have to go through that. So many people did, unfortunately, and they say that at least the Europeans, although they well, I shouldn't even say like they, it's not really their fault that they're being like invaded and overtaken by Tuscan Raiders. It's not the Europeans' fault. It's the uh, politicians that couldn't possibly give less of a shit about the average person. Although they'll put on a show and people fall for it. It's like, oh yeah, he's one of us. Oh look, he's shoveling. He's gonna shovel dirt unproductively for 20 minutes with the working man, and that'll be his thing. And then that's gonna work on the he's gonna get his union vote, okay, or he's gonna get his vote from the construction people who do construction and landscaping and whatever. People fall for all these things. It's like common knowledge that politicians will just pander to different groups, and they dress a certain way to go to this group. They'll talk a certain way. I remember Hillary Clinton went as far as doing like talking jive when she was in like I think talking to black people. That that's really funny. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. Canada's like the same way as Europeans, but at least the Europeans aren't generally. I think like less than 1% of Europeans are circumcised. At least the Europeans got that going for them. And I remember some people are like, "Oh man, England's leaving the EU, and that's going to make travel more difficult." Well, dude, listen, fruity tooty travel people. I know, these travel people. They think that traveling, you don't get any wisdom from traveling. If you haven't noticed, it's just a vanity thing. It's just a vanity thing. I know people who have traveled. They're still stupid. They still don't have a fucking clue. you, you see the world. What you can see the world with National Geographic. Okay, but if you want to like go see the real thing and sweat your fucking balls off in the third world, okay, all the power to you. Um, yeah, yeah. It's who cares about travel? You're paying an extra overhead to the EU, which is just like a government on top of a government. It's like the UN. It's a government on top of a government. You got more overhead. What good is that doing you? That's for protection. What do you mean protection? Your fucking taxes go up every fucking year. You're getting fucking pwned in taxes every year. What protection? I was just talking about invaders, and it's like that. The Tuscan Raiders are coming in, and the taxes are going up. Are you fucking kidding me? But this is I'm talking about Star Wars, by the way. These are Tatooine politics, not anything in real life. I'm a big Star Wars guy, and I used to bullseye swamp rats in Beggar's Canyon with my blaster. I can't remember how that line goes, but womp rats, and yeah, Chad's actually a droid. Yeah, hey, it's Chad 3PO. Yeah, and or Chad 2D2, Chad 250, Chad 2D 250. No, I don't know, but anyways, yeah, that's 32 minutes. This one's a little better than the last one. Yeah, I got to basically chill out a little bit and then just save when I'm really pissed off. I just need to save that for when I'm writing music. Because if people heard my fucking metal songs, I haven't really released any of those. You can listen to like a couple. I've got Let It Burn. I've got a better version of that I haven't released. That song's pretty intense. And yeah. Although, let's do a quick little check. Let's do a nuclear blast and stuff too. Here we go. Nuclear. Oh, Hammerfall. Oh, sweet power metal. Hail to the king. No, hail to the inbred. I was listening to Stefan Molyneux. It's like he's talking about like people. They come up with all these abstracts and whatever, and things to fight for. People saluting the flag, and so it's like for they say for like God, for king, for country, but it's like it's just some inbred stupid old guy, and you're gonna go. That's who you're fighting for, who's never done anything, never worked in his life, and everything he has is stolen, and that's who you're gonna die for. Yeah, at least people are kind of on the up and up. Although I think that they're kind of getting to the point, but people in America say like I'm not going to go die for Israel because that's they think um, controls the American government, and it's I don't know exactly how much power is. I think that it's a they're definitely you know there's definitely an alliance there, a really strong alliance there, and that the American government will help uh, help improve Israel's position in the Middle East. But the main problem is the state, because if you don't have a monopoly of power, these sorts of things, these sorts of people, they can't enforce their will on everyone. You don't get fucking world war. You don't get these. War isn't very profitable if you have to pay for it yourself. Oh my goodness, power metal is such a goof. It's like These guys are talking about like battle and shit, and the most like skinny dudes ever. They're like Dungeons and Dragons guys. I mean, I was a fucking nerd like this, but I don't think about freaking silly ass battling. I don't know. I'm gonna be battling. I'm a Spartan, and I'm gonna be battling this dude. But you're like a 145-pound bassist. I used to think power metal was good. It's like, yeah, I want to write that. No. Hail to the king. Which king? People are talking about like the noble king, and he's looking up for the people's interests and whatever. When the fuck has that ever existed? People talk about like King David and stuff like that, or King Solomon, who's like the horniest son of a bitch of all time. Yeah, he's like 700 wives, and then he's got his concubines too. And then apparently he what the hell did he do? He sacrificed 2 crickets. He's like into like black magic and stuff like that. And I believe that's another thing is the Christians don't know these sorts of things about King Solomon. You know, they may be true, they may not be true, but I could see that. I mean, someone's that fucking horny. He's like sacrificing 2 crickets to Baal or whoever, and that's all. That's what this woman convinces him to do, so that she'll sleep with him, and then he loses his like wisdom and he becomes, I don't know, mentally enfeebled or something like that. Yeah, yeah, I don't believe any of that silly stuff. And there's other people who talk about. I think I was talking to my customer. He's a Freemason, and he's talking about how they trace their roots all the way back to the building of the Second Temple. And apparently, King Solomon he hired some demons, and people say that the demons were helping cut the stones. It's like talking to Beelzebub, and then there's another guy. There's another demon there, and then I don't know the Freemasons, which are because apparently the Second Temple wasn't built by Israelites. Go figure, right? And yeah, and that another thing they say is that the people that are building it are the ones that like that hexagram that was like one of their symbols, and so it's instead of this, it's not the Star of David. Some people say it's the Seal of Solomon. So, anyways, I don't know about any of these things, but Beelzebub and what's the other guy's name? Let's see, King Solomon. Beelzebul. Oh, not Beelzebub. Beelzebul appears as Prince of the Demons in the Testament of Solomon, and says he was formerly a leading heavenly angel who was associated with the star Hesperus, the normal Greek name for the planet Venus, and Aphrodite as evening star. And so maybe the star Hesperus is also, I don't know, maybe that's that symbol. I don't know. Beelzebul. Uh, Testament of Solomon. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's the demon Abezithapod. Abezithabad, the son of Beelzebub. Beelzebub. I don't know. Anyways, there's probably some black metal guy who's assumed that name or taken that name, both of those names. Yeah, it's like every time you want to, let's say you want to start a black metal band, every fucking cool name's already taken. You got to invent your own. You got to be like Sadblast from Cimarog. I don't like the name Sadblast, but that guy's pretty funny. And yeah, you're like, oh man, let's go. See, cool demon name for my black metal band. Hey, where's some good names for a death metal band? Quora. Here we go. Morbid Carnage, Grave Plague. I remember what the hell? Razorfist was talking about how if he goes to a metal concert, he can't get a t-shirt that's a medium because he's just a little guy. And he was talking about the epidemic of fat motherfuckers in death metal. Look up, what's that band? I think it's called like Let's go blonde girl in. Their drummer's so freaking fat. Uh, shit. I think they're on 856. Let's check it out. What the heck? Oh, yeah, yep, Brat. Holy shit. Look at the band Brat. It's just some girl going. Wow, that's cool. But of course, whenever I see these sorts of things with the band, where the singer, the female singer, although her face isn't all that good, but you know the test and formerly trend especially, then I'm like, oh, let's check this out. Why isn't it showing the drummer? Can they not? They can't fit the whole band and him in the frame. This guy makes Jabba the Hutt look like Lance Armstrong. This girl, yeah, if he's Jabba the Hutt, then this little girl's the little rat that sits beside Jabba and just does. Come on, where's the drummer? Oh, where the hell is he? Brat Bus Invaders. What is he? That guy? That guy is in a different bus. He has his own bus, probably. Where is he? He kind of has alligator eyes. Whoa, this guy's big. He's like a freaking bed. He's like a beanbag chair. I don't know how he can operate the kick drum. He must have incredibly strong calves because he has to lift his gut up when he's hitting the pedals. Oh, there you go, Little Caesars. This is usually full of pizza boxes, but I emptied that out this morning. But the day is young, and so just stick around. Yeah, so his back seat, and then there's full of like garbage and whatever, and then he's got his pizza box here. If only you could see, it would have been way funnier. Oh yeah, he's got his little cat. He's got a Casio piano. Look up Brat Bus Invaders episode 1895, and the channel is called Digital Tour Bus. Anyway, that's probably enough.